Folks, thanks for joining us for another exciting episode of Street Smart Options here on YouTube. It's also going to be something you might find elsewhere, such as on our website. So, folks, if you haven't already joined us on our website to look at our offering, the name of our website is streetsmartoptions.com. And you can also join us in our free Facebook group where Jonathan goes through a ton of different information about stocks, options, and companies, and just kind of gets us a good idea of what they're doing and how things are changing in the market. So, Jonathan, tonight we're going to talk about Upland, UPLD. And I know you spoke with us about this. You did a post about this back in April of 2018, and then you did an update in May. So if you want to talk us through it, Jonathan, have at it.
Yeah, sure. Well, Upland is a software company. They offer a cloud-based enterprise work management software. And this whole group of cloud-based software providers has been really strong in the market. And today's market environment has been dominated really by momentum stocks, especially the NASDAQ in the past few months. And so our focus recently has been on NASDAQ momentum plays, where we basically buy deep in the money call options or do bull call spreads to take advantage of upward momentum in these stocks. And now Upland is another example, and they're an interesting company. That's a company that's actually growing in revenues. But if we go over to Yahoo, which is kind of my favorite hunting ground for market information, they have on Yahoo, you can look at their finances just real quick. Instead of, you can look at the annual report and the SEC reports, but this is just kind of a fast and easy way of doing it. So you go to Yahoo, it's a summary. Here, this is the annual numbers, and you can see that revenue grew in 2017 over 2016 by about 30%, and their recent quarterly growth was in the 40-45% range. In terms of, I think it was revenue was the quarterly, let's see what we got here. Gross revenue, 31.6. Yeah, it was about 45% versus the previous year in revenue growth. But if you look at, we're looking now at the financials, and we're scrolling through the revenue and operating expenses, and you can see that operating expenses in this company, especially the SG&A line, really eats up a lot of its profit. And it's true with a lot of these software companies, where they have a lot of non-cash expenses that impact the income statement. And usually the cash flow is positive because of non-cash expenses. But actually in this case, if you go to the cash flow line, you can see actually in the latest quarter, they're actually cash flow negative, right? But over the past year, you can see they're cash flow positive if you add up all these quarters together. And we can actually go to the annual on this, and you can see that they're cash flow positive and cash flow growing. So they have a lot of non-cash expenses, and so the stock reflects the cash flow, the underlying business. And also on Yahoo, you can look at analyst reports and kind of get a sense for where analysts stand on a company. And you can see that in 2018, they're looking for a $1.37 in earnings. Year ago EPS, that was last year's earnings, $1.49 in 2018, and then they're looking for next year $1.63, and these are usually pretty conservative estimates. Typically companies especially technology companies, they're pretty conservative in their forecasts, and they often beat estimates by 5-10%. If they're really lucky and business is really booming, they'll beat it by a lot, right? And the stock will really soar. So, but you can see the stock's doing well. Analysts think it's going to continue growing. There's a number of analysts that follow the stock. The stock trades a good number of shares. This average daily volume, I should say average weekly volume in Upland this past week has been they traded about 1.3 million so far this week, and there's one more day left to go. Today's Thursday, June 28th. So when we mentioned it first in our Facebook group, this was April 17th, and we saw that it had this big spike in volume in late February, and the stock soared out of a fairly long base pattern that stretched from here. This is like July through March, so that's about 8 months or so. So it has a really long base pattern, 7 months. and it broke out on this huge volume on the earnings report, right? And then it consolidated real quietly in this little pattern up here for several weeks, real quiet. And that's when we got interested in it. The volume really dried up on the week, and it looked really like it was testing its 10-week moving average here, and it looked like it was a good opportunity to get in. And like I said before, is we usually play these kind of plays with deep in the money call options, and so this would have been a good one for the 20 call, maybe 2-3 months out. And if we go ahead forward now, this stock was trading at this time when we talked about it. Its close was 28.11, and since then, it's done pretty well. It made a high of 36.37 within 4 weeks time. So that was, a good, what is that, about a 33% gain in stock in 4 weeks time. And then since then it's been consolidating, and actually right now it's retesting its 10-week moving average, and it's probably a good time to look at the stock again. The market's starting to get a little oversold, not too much yet, but it's starting to get into an area where these kind of stocks could start doing well again, and Upland would probably be a good place to get involved again. So we're talking about it today. If you look at the actual company, you go to the website of the company, and you can see their products. They're in project and IT management, and they have all these different like work management software, project portfolio management, professional service automation, time and expense management, IT, financial management. So a lot of nuts and bolts work management products for big companies to use. They got secure document capture, and this company has hundreds of customers. That maybe I don't know exactly how many customers. It might be in the thousands. I'm not quite sure. But they have a broad base of customers, large customers, large Fortune 500 companies, and obviously their software, by reflected in their revenue growth, is being adopted quickly by these companies. So it's a company in a growing area with a product that's in demand by businesses. So it's a healthy company, and again, the market is favoring these momentum kind of technology stocks in the NASDAQ space, and so we're trying to find the opportunities. And we like to scan on a technical basis, so we look for these stocks that are in these consolidation phases or in pullbacks, and have shown remarkable price volume activity, and we like to get involved with them with stock options. It's really the quickest way to make large returns in a short amount of time in this market environment. If the market was a little different, the market was downtrending, or the market hadn't gone anywhere in a long time, we might be doing something different. But right here, right now, this is the way we like to play it. And so that's basically my wrap on Upland Software.
Awesome, Jonathan. Always keeping us on the cutting edge. So, folks, again, if you don't want to miss out on the next quick tip, the next new juicy morsel coming out of Street Smart Options, do yourself a favor and go ahead and subscribe now. Hit that bell icon so you're not going to miss the next video and miss out on any trades or any content that might help you with your trading. If you're looking for assistance and you're trying to get into trading stocks and options, and you're interested in what our experts are seeing and what we're doing at Street Smart Options, come on over to our website, and you can always take one of our free trials and take a look at our system. Thanks, and have a great day.